Welcome to Embrace Joy, walking the road to restoration. Today, I want to talk a little bit about the betrayal that we face when we're going through the divorce process. If you have faced a divorce, a common question that is asked is their life after divorce. I wondered the same thing. It felt like my life was being torn upside down. The betrayal was so deep, it was hard for me to process what life was going to be. This betrayal happens when trust is broken by someone whom we deeply love. The betrayal could be because of infidelity, and that could be an affair or pornography. It could be because of a substance abuse or other addiction issue, financial irresponsibility, if you have experienced verbal, emotional, or physical abuse, or the betrayal could come from abandonment and neglect. No matter what led to the divorce, we are left with questions like, how in the world did I get here? What did I do? Who is this person that I thought I knew? And who am I now? I have experienced two marriages that ended in divorce. Both were due to different reasons, but the end result was I felt like I had a part of me die. We have talked before about the 5 stages of grief, and each stage I went through did not flow in the order that is explained by counselors. They were all jumbled together. When I was told that I was not wanted, I sat stunned in denial of what they were saying. I continued to ask, what are you saying? What do you mean? My mind was in complete shock. Why would they reject me? What did I do? Are they having a nervous breakdown? That's where the denial took me. The second stage that is in the grief process is anger. I sat there and my stomach was in knots. I couldn't think through the pounding in my head. I felt nauseous. That anger started raising my blood pressure. The next stage is blame. Now, that did not go very well for me when I was in the blame stage. It was constantly on my lips. Once the denial ended and the anger was kind of under control, then I had venom spitting out of my tongue, blaming every single thing known to man. Of course, that did not help because they did not want to take responsibility for their actions, and having narcissistic tendencies, they would twist what I was saying to blame me. I couldn't sleep. I did not know what to eat or even if I wanted to eat. I went days without taking a shower. The depression was so intense, I wondered why God would just not take me to heaven. It wasn't until almost a year after the divorce being final that I finally embraced and accepted the death of those relationships. You may have not gone through the same experiences as me. Each of us processes loss in our own way. No matter how you responded, our goal was to find safety. In the midst of the nightmare, it is common to have difficulty with concentration, sleep, panic, mood swings, shame, nausea, headaches, and sometimes even physical pain. I went to a meeting called Divorce Care, and it was an organization that guides you through processing your pain. It's a 13-week program, and I continued to go week after week. I was reminded that I have a voice, even though they told me I did not, or they may have told me that I was stupid. I knew through divorce care that I did have a voice and one that mattered. I was reminded that with God on my side, He would provide me the strength and be my vindicator. It was also helpful to have a therapist during that time, and they provided an objective point of view. I encourage you to look up divorce care and find a group that is in your area. It is divorcecare.org. And also reach out to a therapist and not do this alone. I would also like you to do what is called a loss inventory. As a teacher, often I assign homework, but I want you to know that this is optional. There are three things that I think are going to be helpful for you when you do this loss inventory. It allows you to put down your feelings and help you figure out what are the choices you want to make for your new life. So, the first thing that you're going to do is make a running list of everything that you have lost due to the betrayal and the divorce. Be specific. You want to break it down into categories. Maybe you have lost something with your health, a loss of relationships, and then add to that list as you gain awareness of other things you have lost. At first, I was so overwhelmed, I didn't realize how much I had lost. So, making that list is so important. The second thing that you can do is journal the feelings that you have. Take the time to feel each one. You need to feel the damage before you can rebuild. Number three is to find your identity. The way that you can do this is to take time and pull out a piece of paper. On that piece of paper, draw lines to separate it into four equal sections. You're going to label the sections things I can't replace, things I must replace, things I would like to replace, things I'm glad to see gone. The things you can't replace may be trust and love from your spouse, your role as a sister in law, an aunt, a daughter in law. All of that has changed, and that's something you can't replace. Things that you must replace could be related to income changes, a place to live, transportation, medical insurance coverage. It is very overwhelming to think about what must be replaced, even all the way down to a brand new microwave because you're living in a new place. Have a support system who can help you make those decisions. I am so grateful to the friends and church members that I have in my life that walked me through and helped me by giving me furniture, clothes, towels, because I had to start completely over in my life. The next section is things I would like to replace. This includes your voice. You want to replace your self worth. Finding trusted friends to replace those friendships that you thought you could trust. Even buying a replacement of your favorite blanket that you used to help soothe you is another thing that you can do to replace something you've lost. Now, this next section is things that I'm glad are gone. It may take a while to figure out what that looks like. But listen to this. I hope this makes you laugh, but also it really is something that is wonderful to think of is you don't have to go where you don't want to go. You can choose to cook or not cook. Cereal is a perfect dinner when you are by yourself. You no longer have to deal with anger outbursts or walking on eggshells. And of course, you have full control over the remote. There is life after divorce and betrayal. I didn't think so, but I am sitting, resting, knowing that God has a purpose for my life. No matter the loss, He has restored me and been able to help me to help others. So, as a life coach, I can help you answer the questions of who am I now? Together, we can set up action steps for you to walk the road to restoration and claim the new life that God has for you. Take time to schedule your free 30-minute discovery call and let's work together so that you can embrace the joy despite the betrayal.